What's going on, everybody? Today's video topic is going to be on the go behind, right? The go behind is essentially your ability, right? The skill of going from a front headlock, chest to back in front of the elbows, to turtle, chest to back behind the elbows, right? So progressing from in front of the elbows to behind the elbows to ultimately get to your opponent's back. Now, we're going to touch on a go behind. I'm going to walk you through the details, techniques from a seminar that I taught when I was in Italy last year. It's one of my favorite techniques. It's a little bit of a different style of go behind, but nevertheless, the most important element of this video is actually going to be at the end of the video when I summarize what I believe are the three key elements to making any go behind work. Ultimately, regardless of the go behind variation, because there are tons of go behind variations, regardless of the go behind variation, ultimately the vast majority, if not all of them, okay, especially all of the high percentage ones, are going to encompass these three critical elements, right? They are absolutely critical for the success rate of going from in front of your opponent's elbows in a front headlock to behind your opponent's elbows, attacking their back. So enjoy this video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think of the video. And make sure to wait to the end so you understand what those three critical elements are. So enjoy the technique and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All right, now on to the video.
Okay, guys. So now, the first one we saw using our hand to block our training partner's elbow. The variations in go behind are going to mainly come from what we use to block our training partner's elbow. The first parts are almost always the same. We put weight forward on the hands, okay, or on the elbows. That's always number one. Now, number two, we have to block our training partner's elbow so he can't reach around and stop us from getting behind. If he does stop us from getting behind, that's when we go in for strangles, okay? But we're going to focus primarily on just getting behind the elbows. So now we're going to use a method where we use our head to block our training partner at the elbow. So from this position here, we're here controlling our training partner. First things first, we always pull. I want to separate his knee from his elbow so I can get more space behind the elbow to block it. So I start off in this position and we circle and we give a good pull. Now from here, I keep the chin, okay? Use the chin as a lever to turn your training partner's head, okay? And from this position, we're gonna take our head. I wanna put my ear on my partner's chest. So I take my head and I put it in here, okay? I take his ear and I glue it to his shoulder and bicep. So his ear should be glued to the shoulder and bicep like this. So I want to take the chin like a lever, pull the head, and glue it to his shoulder and bicep like this, okay? As I do that, my head comes to the inside here like this. So when he tries to pull his elbow back, he can't do it. If my head is out, he's going to pull the elbow back and he's going to come free. So my head goes inside, and his his ear is glued to the shoulder like this, okay? Almost like I want to touch my head to my partner's head. When I touch my head to my partner's head, there's a closed circle around his arm, so he can't free his arm from any direction. So when I come in here, I get into this position. Now this hand comes in, and I grab my training partner right there at the ankle. So now the first thing is we need to block the elbow. But the second thing is we need to control the hips, because if I just block the elbow, he can still move the hips away, square up to me, okay? So now I need to stop him from squaring up. So I stopped him from being able to pull the elbow, now I stop him from squaring up. When he goes to square up to me, we can follow.
What's up, guys? Thanks for checking out the video. Real quick, I just want to touch on something that's an expansion of the topic that we're talking about in this video, right? So we're talking about, in this video, getting from chest to chest in front of your opponent's elbows to getting behind, right? The so-called go behind. That is a critical skill, right? And ultimately, what it comes down to is the entire sport of jiu-jitsu is based around getting to two positions, right? Ultimately, if you look at jiu-jitsu as a progression, the final positions in jiu-jitsu are chest to chest and mount and chest to back rear mount. So ultimately the sport is, the scoring criteria is developed around getting to those two positions. So you have to master those two positions. And you have to master the skill of getting to those positions. You have to master the skill of maintaining those positions. You have to master the skill of submitting from those positions. Sure, you can get submissions from a bunch of different places in Jiu-Jitsu. There's plenty of match-ending submissions that come from everywhere. But ultimately, if you want to develop a game that's fundamentally sound, if you want to develop a game that withstands the test of time, you want to develop a control-based game that's based around the idea of getting your chest to your opponent's chest or getting your chest to your opponent's back. I've spent so much time over more than a decade in those positions, studying those positions, training them, mastering them, competing at the highest levels, utilizing those connections, chest to chest and chest to back. And they were responsible for my last 2 ADCC gold medals. Ultimately, chest to chest and chest to back connections are what make or break matches at the highest levels, right? Most matches are won and lost with those 2 connections. If you want to consider yourself a master of the sport of Jiu-Jitsu, you have to master the essential connections, chest to chest and chest to back, okay? I filmed an instructional series. It's a 4-part series covering everything chest to chest and chest to back. You can check it out down at the link below. It's on bjfanatics.com. The link is going to be for the bundle, right? So there's an entire bundle where you can save some money and you can get the entire series all at once. And this is a series that I think you're going to be continuously going back to and looking to study over the course of your career doing jiu-jitsu, right? Over the course of your entire journey, because again, these are timeless positions. They withstand the test of time. So if you want to master the sport, if you want to get better at those positions, click the link below, get yourself the bundle, and enjoy the rest of this video.
Now, right from this position, my left hand comes up to the hip. Right from here, I circle and I put my knee right behind his ankle. Once the knee's behind the ankle and the hand's on the hip, my head comes out. We go right there behind the elbow. Okay, and we control our training partner right there at the hip. Okay, so we're in here. We start off a good pull. Second thing, my ear goes to my partner's chest and his ear glues to the shoulder. Here. Okay, elbows always tight. So you take your elbow to your body. Here. Right from this position, he can't pull the elbow free. Try to pull your elbow free. When he tries to square up to me, he can never do it. Now I circle, block the ankle, grab the hip. When he tries to pull his head out, when he tries to pull the elbow out, when he tries to square up to me, it's not possible. Now my head comes out, hand goes behind, we cover the hip, okay, and we're in good position behind. Okay, so this time we use our head, okay, to block our training partner's elbow. Remember guys, 3 things we have to think about. 1, put weight on the elbows. 2, block the elbow. 3, control the hips, okay? So from this position, circle. From this position, we put weight on the elbows, same as before. We block the elbow using our head. Now from here, we control the hips first by holding the leg. Because holding the leg, I still control his hips from moving away from me. Now we circle, we block it, and we control it here. Now we're behind the elbows, okay? We're ready to score on our partner's back. Does that make sense, guys? Let's try 1, 2, 3.